Hey guys, welcome to Tues. My name is Ryan and today I'm going to be doing another tutorial video. This one is going to be about notation in the prefop method, which is basically the beginner's layer by layer that I use. Now, my voice still isn't perfect, but it's a lot better than it was in the introduction video, so hopefully it'll be a little bit easier to listen to. So let's just get right into it. The notation that I use and most people use is called sing master notation, or just cube notation, since it's almost the only one that's used for normal cubes. So the way it works is that each face gets a letter, right? So the right face gets R, the left face gets L, F, B, U, and D. Quite simple. If it's just the letter alone, it means you turn the face clockwise as if it were right in front of you. So front, pretty easy, that's clockwise, but back, you turn it clockwise from the back perspective. It looks like counterclockwise from your perspective, but if you were looking straight at the face, it would be clockwise. So right is like that, left is like that, U and D. The way I do it, and I'm not saying this is a great habit to do, but the way I do it is that it's easy to tell which ways to turn right, front, and up. So I remember left as the opposite of right, up as the opposite of down, and front as the opposite of back. Alright, you got that? Alright, so the next step is primes or inverses. Now, this is easier than it sounds. The way you're not going to just be doing clockwise turns the whole time. That's kind of ridiculous. So if there's a turn that goes counterclockwise, it's considered prime. So you'll put an apostrophe next to it, or an I, a little lowercase I next to it. That means it's prime or inverse. I will be using an apostrophe. So a right prime is counterclockwise from the perspective you are looking straight at the right side of the cube. So front prime. See, I do this with my thumb, just a little finger tricking tip. Left prime, U prime, D prime, F prime, B prime. There we go. That's the very basics of notation. There's a few more advanced things to be taught. There are wide turns, alright? So a wide turn is if it has a W beside it or a lowercase letter. So this would be an RW, this would be an LW. It just means you take the interface with it. So RW, LW, FW, BW, UW, DW. And wide turns can be prime as well. A wide R prime, wide L prime, wide F prime, wide B prime, and so on. So that's the basics. So we're going to go through a few basic turns together. Hopefully your cube will look just like mine. And remember, I'm going to be doing everything from WCA orientation, which means green is in the front and white is on the top. So let's do this one together. First one is a trigger or a small mini algorithm that you see a lot in other algorithms. This one just goes R, U, R prime, U prime. So your cube should look something like that after you've done it. Right? And now to get out of that, U, R, U prime, R prime. So let's do both of those together. R, U, R prime, U prime, U prime, R, U, R. Let's do another trigger, another easy one of 4. So R prime, F, R, F prime. Now let's do the opposite of that. If your cube looks like this, F, R prime, F prime, R. It's that easy. The next little complication is not that difficult to learn. It's pretty intuitive. It's Tues. So if you have to turn a face 180 degrees in either way, you just add 2 to it. So R2, L2, F2, B2, U2, D2. That's all there is. Now let's go into something a little more complicated. This is going to be a long one, so I'll put it on the screen. You can pause the video and go through it if it's going to take you a little bit longer, but I'm going to go through what's called a scramble. A scramble is a really long algorithm that you only use once, pretty much. It sets the cube into a mixed up state. So the scramble I'm going to be using is this: B, D2, R2, U, F2, D prime, R2, U2, R2, B2, L2, D, B, D2, B2, L, U, F prime, L, R prime, U2. Now your cube should look like this. Here's one side of it. Here's the other side of it. So, if you got that scrambled down, we're going to go into the next segment and we're going to show you how to start the first process of solving it. Thanks for watching, and watch out for the next video.